Number one Chinese bodybuilder Shane Nalmadurkadurk recently made a short on me, and I've had so many of you guys asking for my response to this. Because reactions to reactions are kind of awkward on shorts, and I want to go in depth on this, I decided to make this long form video on it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Rios, but my friends call me Marvin Ruffles. I have a Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science, and I'm a certified strength and conditioning coach. And in this video, I'll be reacting to Shane Nalmadurkadurk's reaction to me, and explaining why I believe you should change your workout routine every 4 to 6 weeks, and not use the same routine for an extremely long period of time. Jeffrey Nipples' perfect 1-year workout routine freaking sucks. Although he hasn't released the entire routine yet, I don't even need to see it because it has one huge flaw. Jeffrey mentioned in his upper body workout routine video that he used the same workout routine for 1 year straight. This is a terrible idea, and you should switch your workout every 4 to 6 weeks. Training variation is a great way to prevent physical stagnation as your body becomes accustomed to the routine, and mental stagnation because you won't get bored doing the same routine.
So if your goal is muscle atrophy rather than hypertrophy, then Marvin Ruffles here is a great source of information. But if you actually want to make real gains, then no, you don't want to be constantly changing your program. If you're stalling out that often, it's not because your body magically adapted and stopped responding, it's because you don't know how to program or how to train, or both. Mixing things up every few weeks is actually one of the worst approaches because you can't accurately track progressive overload, since it'll be harder to separate out whether the strength increases are from actual muscle growth or just from the improved central nervous system efficiency you get when you perform a new movement. And when other variables like your weekly split, rep ranges, exercise order are always being shuffled around, that's going to make it even harder. You can definitely change things up for mental variety, and varying your workouts over time can have its benefits as well. In my TrainWise app, which includes all my fully structured workouts, members get new variations of each split every 10 weeks, but it's not mandatory that you change programs that often, and you absolutely can run the same plan successfully over a long-term period if you know what you're doing. I've personally run the same programs in the past for 6 to 12 months or even more, and saw continued progress all the way through. Muscle confusion is not a thing. The only one confused here is Marvin.
If you want to be a lazy bodybuilder who's not actually healthy and moves like shit, then Shane Nalmadurkadurk is a great source of information. So let me break this down step by step. So first, Shane claims that I apparently say that you should change your workout routine every 4 to 6 weeks because you're plateauing. This is what is called a straw man argument. If you don't know what a straw man argument is, it's when someone misrepresents, exaggerates, or totally fabricates an opponent's argument to make it easier to attack. So essentially, instead of addressing the actual point, they attack a weaker, distorted version of it like a straw man. I never said that you should change your workout routine every 4 to 6 weeks because you're plateauing. I said you should do this to prevent plateaus. Now, why do I say this? I do this because your body and your nervous system become adapted to the workout you're doing, aka repeated exposure leads to diminishing returns. Think of a newbie lifter. They respond so well to lifting weights because they've never done it before. But once they become more advanced and their body becomes more adapted to the stimulus, it's much harder to get results. Same thing applies to just switching your workout routine. If you're someone who's only lifted weights before, if you go and do a power block or an endurance block, you're going to see crazy results because you've never done that style of training before. And for those of you gay nerds who need to see a PubMed study just to believe something instead of using common sense, a 2022 study titled "Does Varying Resistance Exercises Promote Superior Muscle Hypertrophy and Strength?" It states, the available studies indicated that varying exercise selection can influence muscle hypertrophy and strength gains. Some digress of systemic variation should be approached systematically with a focus on applied anatomical and biomechanical constructs. On the contrary, employing different exercises that provide a redundant stimulus as well as an excessive rotation of exercises may actually hinder muscular adaptations. So essentially, they found that exercise variation can influence gains, and just like pretty much anything in life, you don't want to be too far on either end of the spectrum. So one end is what I call the Sam Sulek end, which is random or overly frequent changes to where each workout is different. Then there's the other end, which is the Jeffrey Nipples and Shane Nalmadurkadurk end, which is keeping the same workout routine for way too long to where the stimulus becomes stale, for lack of a better term, and adaptations slow down. Just like many things in life, the sweet spot is right down the middle, which is what I preach, and it's structured variation. I personally use the 4 to 6 week mark that I mentioned in the video as a general guideline, and you can do a little bit longer if you want. You just should be switching your routine systematically after a certain period of time. Since I'm speaking about systematically changing your routine, I want to address this implication that I change every little thing about my workout plan every single month. That's not what I do, nor what I recommend you do. And I pretty much always keep the core lifts the same, especially for my hypertrophy programs, like a barbell squat, for example. I make sure that I switch my routine systematically, like rep ranges and a few exercise variations to give your body a new stimulus. So the next point that Shane Nalmadurkadurk makes is that you shouldn't switch your routine because it doesn't allow you to progressively overload. Buddy, 4 to 6 weeks is more than enough time to progressively overload and make progress. This is why the best strength and conditioning coaches in the world use this time frame. It's the sweet spot because it's not too short where you can't progressively overload, but it's also not too long to where you become accustomed to the workout plan. I'm not surprised Mr. Nalmadurkadurk claims this because just like all other bodybuilders, he doesn't know much about fitness as a whole and only knows about hypertrophy program, which is limited and leads to poor programming even in hypertrophy training. The last one I want to address is Shane saying the muscle confusion is not a thing, the only one confused here is Marvin. Again, another straw man because I never claimed muscle confusion was a thing. Muscle confusion is essentially a buzzword that many bodybuilders like to use to try and discredit people who say that you should change your routines because it sounds ridiculous. I never claimed that muscle confusion was a thing, nor that your muscles have some sort of consciousness and you need to confuse them to grow, so relax little man. You're simply just giving your body a new stimulus because it responds well to new stimuli. Anyways, now that I got Shane's retarded argument out of the way, I want to go in depth as to why I switch my workout plans every 4 to 6 weeks and why you should do the same. Reason number 1, 4 to 6 weeks is considered a mesocycle, and every single strength and conditioning book, which I've read a lot, and every top coach I've learned from uses this method. A mesocycle is usually 4 to 6 weeks, but it can sometimes be 8, and they're designed around the idea that you need enough time with a workout routine to actually see progress. Which again, 4 to 6 weeks is more than enough time, and I typically recommend more advanced lifters to do the higher end of this range, as they need more time with a specific plan to see progress. Then after a mesocycle, so again 4 to 6 weeks usually, top coaches will change and tweak certain variables, not necessarily all of them. The study I mentioned before claims that systemic variation enhances hypertrophy and strength while random variation hurts it. Mesocycles are essentially the structured framework for applying this principle. Reason number 2 why I change my workout routines every 4 to 6 weeks is movement variety, but Shane knows nothing about this because again, his fitness knowledge is limited. If you do the same workout routine for an extremely long period of time like Shane recommends, you are doing the same exercises over and over and over again. How will you be able to do a variety of different exercises and improve movement if you're spamming the same exercises? A really good example to see this is looking at Jeffrey Nichols' upper body workout that he did for a year, and ironically, that is the workout I was talking about in my video. So this workout consisted of an incline bench press, chest fly, pull-ups, cable lateral raises, pendlay row, overhead tricep extensions, and Bayesian curls. If bro does this workout for an entire year, he doesn't do a flat bench press, doesn't do a low to high cable fly to isolate the upper chest, only pronated grip pulling, no free weight lateral raises, no overhead pressing, no push downs, no free weight bicep curls, and worst of all, no unilateral compound movements. This won't lead to you building a healthier body that moves great because the movement variability is dog shit to say the least. And because of the pure bilateral compound movements, it promotes stiffness and extension of the spine, which makes movement even worse. This point goes perfectly into my next reason, which is reason number 3, and it's that you master exercises, not movements. Take the barbell incline bench press for example. If you only do that exercise, you are mastering the barbell incline bench press. You're not mastering the horizontal pushing movement, as in order to master this, you have to do a variety of different horizontal pushing variations. The purpose of the gym shouldn't be to master exercises, although this will likely happen. It should be to build your adaptation of choice and move better. Reason number 4 is that switching your workout routine will lead to more proportional muscle growth. A great example is the pull-up and pendlay row. Since Jeffrey's only doing pronated grip pulling and he's not doing neutral or supinated grip pulling, he's not going to get as proportional back development since he won't be emphasizing different areas of the back that aren't hit well with a pronated grip. Changing your workout routine will lead to you using a variety of pulling variations in this case, and this will ensure you get proportional and complete back development. And reason number 5 is that it helps keep working out fun. Switching up your workout routine allows you to try out new exercises and keeps motivation high because you're not getting bored from doing the same routine over and over again. Now you're probably super pumped and convinced to switch your workout routine every 4 to 6 weeks, which is awesome. But I do want to mention that this is not a strict or mandatory rule. This is just a general guideline that I like to follow. And if you're making great progress with a particular plan, by all means continue doing it because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But again, I think it's a good general rule of thumb to switch your workouts every 4 to 6 weeks for the reasons I just mentioned. Now I'm going to finish this video by talking to my best friend, Shane Nalmadurkadurk. If you're watching this video, there's no hard feelings on my end because fitness is just fitness. Everybody has their own training philosophies and it's not that deep. Like, it blows my mind when people genuinely get mad over fitness debates. But because I'm such a nice guy, I do want to tell you it may not be in your best interest to try and debate me because I have 5 years of formal education in this field and you have 0. I have a strength and conditioning certification I received out of college. I'm currently working on 2 more certifications and I know way more about fitness as a whole, so I'm not the guy to try and argue with.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
But nice try, little man. Alright, all jokes aside, thank you for watching the video. Subscribe for more content like this. And I recently made a video going over hybrid athlete training routines, which you should watch.